For 50 years, Larlene and Cecil have loved each other.
You like it?
I do.
My parents were mad cool. Just mad cool.
It's the happiest I've ever seen her. She had a smile on her face.
You do what you gotta do.
But being together so long can allow secrets and lies to fester.
She was very flirtatious, very flirtatious.
He didn't like being dependent upon anybody.
When the sacred vow of trust is broken, someone is going to pay the price.
It was an incredibly brutal attack.
Just because someone is not faithful in the relationship doesn't mean that they commit a murder.
Love may be blind and marriage bliss, but divorce is murder. Tacoma Park, Maryland, on the outskirts of Washington, D.C., is one of the first planned Victorian-style suburbs. The perfect spot for an old-school romance to flourish.
I still got it. I swear, Cece, you gonna make me wait all night? Come on now.
Hold your horses, woman. Man, these pants so tight, you can see my religion.
Well, come over here, and I will show you my promised land.
Girl, you pretty as a peach.
I know.
After a 31-year relationship, Larlene Pinnell and Cecil Brown are finally getting married.
Yeah, let's get this over with.
When I first met him, he scared me to death. But over the years, he softened up. Cecil was very blunt. He said what he meant and meant what he said. He would do anything for anybody.
But Larlene is quite the opposite.
She played a lot. She laughed and joked a lot. Just fun to be around. My mother was cool.
The wedding is quick, quiet, and modest, as is the celebration that marks the end of their long affair.
You like it?
I do.
And a new beginning for an old relationship.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. Come on now.
Give me like that, huh?
Let's see.
You think I can?
Let's see then. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
You got moves.
Cecil and Larlene have been dancing together for years.
They used to go to dances all the time. They met at a dance. And my father had a fast car, and she liked fast cars, so they would ride around.
They may have acted like teenagers, but when they first met, 23-year-old Cecil was stuck in a stale marriage with 5 kids.
He had been married to someone else and had had children with that woman. She had sort of successfully lured him away.
Larlene gets to be the piece of cake that is forbidden, but you get to try it.
Their forbidden affair lasts 11 years before Cecil finally leaves his first wife and moves in with Larlene.
She's always doting on my dad. She called him Mr. B. Mr. B, did you want this? Do you want something to drink? Mr. B, are you hungry?
But what effect does this long affair have on Cecil and Larlene's relationship? Psychotherapist Stacy Kaiser and forensic psychologist Brian Russell have some thoughts.
The fact that Cecil carries on an 11-year affair with Larlene before actually leaving his first wife and going to live with Larlene and their son is somewhat surprising to me. That whole time he must have been profoundly conflicted. He must have had very strong feelings, a very strong attachment to Larlene. At the same time, something obviously was keeping him anchored with his first wife, probably the fact, I would guess, that they had kids as well.
When he finally decides that he's going to leave his first relationship and move forward with Larlene, this could cause some trust issues for her. While at the same time, I'm sure she's happy that she finally has him all to herself, I think she also would be wondering, is he somebody who's capable of being with just one person? What's he gonna be like to be with on a regular basis 100% of the time?
Larlene and Cecil have lived in Tacoma Park for over 20 years.
Don't forget to come in for lunch today, Mr. B.
We worked around the house because the house wasn't, it was in really bad shape, so it took us years to, get it together.
You can't stay out there all day.
Watch me.
I will find you. I know where you go.
Working around the yard, putting up a fence, painting the house.
Mr. B, don't forget to fix the barbecue. We got people coming tomorrow.
There were black parties, there were barbecues in the backyard.
She was like the matriarch of the neighborhood. She was the go-to person.
And Cecil is her go-to man. He provides security and brings in good money as a heavy equipment operator. But he's completely reliant on Larlene for one thing.
That what I think it is?
Depends. What do you think it is?
Another bill.
My father couldn't read or write.
Oh, come on, just the first word.
Don't start with me, woman. You better be taking care of my money.
Mr. B, of course I'm taking care of our money.
That made him dependent upon Larlene in a great way. It was like he couldn't function without her doing the paperwork, the banking, the grocery shopping, to do a loan, to do a job application, to keep a schedule, to text on your phone would have been difficult for my dad. He didn't like being dependent upon anybody.
He couldn't read or write, but far from stupid. He was extremely smart, good on numbers, extremely good with money. I don't think my dad really trusted banks. He had told one of his friends that he had $300,000 in the safe. Yeah, he had money.
It's no small feat for a man whose education never progressed beyond grade 10. But when it comes to his teenage son, Cecil pushes him to do better.
My father was strict with me, I believe, because his mom was strict with him. And I think that's all he knew. So he just passed it on to me. He would always leave me things to do, assign me chores or a task. If I left the rake out, if I didn't sweep the driveway, if I didn't cut the grass, or if I cut the back and not the front, if I didn't do something that he told me to do, there was consequences behind that.
You got something to say to me?
Oh, I forgot I was at school. I'm here now.
Well, what you don't forget is that you live here. And when you live here, you live up to your responsibilities. You got that?
Got it.
I don't think you do.
Get off me!
Not in my house, boy! I'm gonna teach you to be a man. And a man lives up to his responsibilities. Well, you got something to say to me now?
He was just an extremely hard disciplinarian. Borderline abusive.
Why don't you ever say anything?
Your dad he wants you to do better. You know it wasn't easy for him. Just try harder, okay?
Try harder. Harder to what? Not get my ass kicked?
When my father would discipline me, she never jumped in and intervened. It was what it was.
After enduring his parents' tough love for years, Cecil Jr. finds a way out.
I joined the military because I needed to get out of my father's house.
As time passes, Cecil and Larlane's relationship begins to change.
They didn't do too much together. She would fuss because he wouldn't take her out to dinner. So as far as romantic things, no. No flowers, no taking out to dinner.
He worked hard and he was tight with his money. He didn't just spend it frivolously.
They were two completely different people. She spent money, he saved money. Night and day. Night and day.
You know, it's okay to have a little secret on the side.
Is the flame between Larlane and Cecil flickering out?
Why don't you just go your own way and just leave him where he's at?
Don't be passing it off, Cecil. This is your fault.
He wanted to not have to ask anybody for anything.
After a 31-year relationship, Cecil and Larlane Brown finally tie the knot. But once the glow of the ceremony wears off, Cecil's penny pinching takes its toll on Larlane.
She got a job and she started contributing to the house, so she could kind of get the weight off of her and wouldn't feel like she was being taken care of.
Larlane works as a teacher's assistant with special needs children.
My mom liked kids and everything, and she liked drawing and everything.
But her newfound independence has unexpected consequences.
My mom liked to socialize a lot.
She was very flirtatious. Very flirtatious when we would be out.
I'm going out with friends. Don't wait up, I'll probably be late.
You do what you gotta do.
The marriage is hanging together by a thread. Then, at 72 years old, Cecil is laid off.
Bailey, come on. We're gonna get through this.
We gave her money at church. She was borrowing money from neighbors, people at school.
Look, I'm trying, but this is hard for me, The city's run by a bunch of...
Don't be passing it off, Cecil. This is your fault. You need to find something quick. Because at this rate, this will be one of the last breakfasts I cook for you.
She's like, he's not worried about money. I'm pawning my jewelry and he's sitting back watching TV. He has $20,000 in the safe.
With their security now at stake, it seems their marriage may be too.
In Cecil and Larlane's relationship, the role is that he's the provider, he's the breadwinner, mostly, and that she is the caretaker in terms of the fact that he's unable to read, and so she manages sort of the household finances and all the things that go about it, and he has learned to lean on her in that way. And it creates a bit of a balance. When Larlane goes out and gets herself a job, it's going to begin to throw off the pattern that they've already developed. And in all likelihood, it's going to make Cecil feel inadequate, not cared for, possibly resentful. And so the one thing that he was bringing to the relationship is now gone. What is left for him?
It's emasculating to realize that your wife, who you always have felt needed you and that you have met those needs, now either doesn't need you or needs you and you're not able to meet the needs.
And it now is looking like she is slipping away from him, and so he's going to begin to feel possibly desperate, anxious, worried about where this relationship is going.
In an attempt to keep her spirits high, Larlene finds a way to distract herself.
Wagwan, Lali.
There you are. Ali, this is my daughter-in-law, Tahira. Tahira, this is Ali, a good friend of mine.
Good to meet you, Tahira. See you soon.
I saw the little twinkle in his eye and the little twinkle in her eye, and I was like, okay, there's something more there.
A few weeks later, Tahira's suspicions are confirmed.
He is real good with his hands. You know, it's okay to have a little secret on the side. They'll tell you all the sweet nothings that your husband's not telling you.
I knew that it was the guy from the rental car place. It made me so uncomfortable that my husband came home and found me crying in the living room, and he asked me what was wrong, and I proceeded to tell him that his mother was having an affair on his dad.
News Tahira's husband, Cecil Jr., doesn't take kindly to.
Don't you dare. I couldn't believe what I was hearing because I was like, at this point, why don't you just go your own way and just leave him where he's at?
Ali is a friend. I'm just helping his family come over from Jamaica's all. That's what a God-fearing Christian woman does.
Do married Christian women have sex with their friends in need?
But Cecil Jr. decides if Larlene won't do anything, he'll take matters into his own hands.
I went up to his job and I confronted him.
I think she was in lust with him.
After 72-year-old Cecil Brown loses his job, his marriage to Larlene begins to fall apart. And when their son, Cecil Jr., realizes his mother is keeping secrets, he can't contain his rage.
Yo. You Ali?
Yeah, man.
I'm Larlane's son.
Who?
Larlane. Married woman. Married to my dad.
So?
Don't with me, man. Don't you ever forget my face. Because you don't want to be seeing it again. Do we understand each other? Yeah. That's what I thought. Hey, Dad. What's going on? I can't help you with that.
I got it. You want something?
Wanted to talk to you about Mom. You know where she's at?
She's probably out with her boyfriend.
Dad, you knew about it?
This is a man that pays attention to everything. I mean, absolutely everything. So, and to me, there was no way that he did not know or could not have known.
I just talked.
My father's business was my father's business, and I stayed out of my father's business. I was taught that as a kid. He's a big boy, he can take care of himself. He's a proud man.
She always comes back.
Looking at Larlene at this point in her life, I would say she is a target for an affair. She is in a married relationship that has been long-term, and the man that she fell in love with isn't the man that she fell in love with. He is now not working. He is not interested in going out. He's not very attentive or fun anymore. And she is longing for something.
I think Cecil at least must have inklings that Larlene is cheating on him, and yet he stays. And I think there are a couple of different reasons that may be. One may be he knows that he cheated on his previous wife for many years, and he may feel in some ways that this is sort of karma, and it's sort of his turn. It may also be that he's in his 70s, and if he thinks, you know, where am I gonna go from here? I also think that Cecil may, at this point, be thinking maybe she'll get it out of her system.
Luckily, Cecil finds a new job, easing their money worries. And with his implicit blessing, Larlene and Ali continue their affair.
I think she was in lust with him because he was younger than her. He could satisfy her sexually. Larlene was like a kid in a candy store. She was in bliss. It's the happiest I've ever seen her.
Despite Cecil's new job, it seems the household finances are on life support, and no one knows why.
This ain't been paid. Why?
You checking up on me?
I thought we were catching up.
I'm trying my best.
Larlene! Look, I don't understand. What's going on?
Learn to read, Cecil.
Look, talk to me! Where's my money?
I was totally like stunned because my whole life, my father's never had money problems. Never.
2 units to clear for a 911 in progress. TAC 2, I copy that you're en route. K9 has been called out. K9 1 is responding.
I was upstairs in my house. My daughter came running into my room and said, "There's someone outside screaming for help." So I, ran outside and I found Larlene. And Larlene was wailing and she gestured to me to come. And there was Cecil lying in the dust. I knew immediately that he was dead.
He had been struck numerous times in the head with a hard object, more than once, and each injury or impact would have been incapacitating from the beginning.
This is not a drug deal gone by. This is not a gang member. There's no logical reason that you could attach as to why this man would be the victim of such a violent death.
Our initial immediate reaction would be, was this a robbery gone bad?
And then as people on the block started talking, there was some theory that there had been an intruder who had maybe been stealing his tools from his tool shed.
But on closer inspection, the crime scene suggests something different.
With each card spread out around the feet, it appeared to be staged a little bit. If someone were going for a credit card in a wallet, they would take the credit card and drop the wallet. They wouldn't typically pull every card out.
Maybe the assault was committed by someone who had a grudge.
Police hope Larlene can shed some light on Cecil's last morning.
I was at home cleaning, I think.
Cecil Brown went to work like he often did at 5 in the morning. And When he arrived, they realized they weren't going to be able to do much that day because it had rained the night before.
Hi, it's Larlene. Could I speak with my husband, please?
He spoke with Larlene on the telephone and let her know that he would be coming home. She told him to pick up his check from work.
Is that you, Mr. B? You got something for me? Thank you.
My baby.
Larlene told detectives that her husband had come home and that when she went to the bank to deposit his paycheck, he was out in the yard getting ready to repair the car.
Cecil? Cecil, baby, you home? Cecil?
It's a tragic story, but police need more details.
I asked her if he had a cell phone. She indicated that he did, but that the service had been disconnected.
I called my husband on his best friend Freddie's phone.
I asked if I could have Freddie's telephone number.
If you give me your phone, I can check your phone log.
Damn smartphones. Smarter than me. I never could quite figure them out.
I didn't find a call to Freddie, but I did find a call to someone named Ali in her cell phone at 6:40 in the morning.
Who's this Ali?
A friend. He works at the car rental. I called him this morning because he's detailing my car. It slipped my mind.
I did ask her if they had any type of relationship because I felt that it was important to just ask the question.
I'm a married woman. Ali is young enough to be my son. What exactly are you trying to insinuate?
It seems the more police continue to question, the more heated the interviews become.
You seem very agitated.
This woman, my mother, has been screwing around my father for almost a year now.
My reaction as soon as he said that was, well, now that phone call at 6:40 in the morning makes sense. It was a red flag, but just because someone is not faithful in the relationship doesn't mean that they commit a murder.
Or does it? Will this family's secrets and lies finally be exposed?
Why would you want to lie about that unless you have something serious to hide?
I was begging him not to let my dad be an unsolved murder.
"73-year-old Cecil Brown has been found bludgeoned to death in his backyard in Tacoma Park, Maryland. Police have a couple of leads, but no suspects. Then Cecil Jr. reveals his parents' deepest secret.
He immediately told me that he knew that his mother was having an affair with a subject named Ali.
Homicide Detective Richard Poole questions Ali.
I asked him to describe to me what he did that day, starting from the morning when he woke up until the time he spoke with me.
So you must have driven your green station wagon to work.
I don't know no green wagon.
I asked him if there was a sexual relationship with Larlene.
Larlene, she's just a friend. She just helped me with my immigration issues.
Poole checks Ali's whereabouts the day of the murder.
We have proof that he clocked in at 12:54 that afternoon.
Ali was not at work until after the murder had been committed. Ali did not have an alibi in this case.
My interview with Ali, I asked him if he drove a car, and when he said that he didn't, it was a little suspicious. Why would you want to lie about that unless you have something serious to hide? So I had investigators look in the parking lots all throughout the area. I asked our surveillance team to go to his residence. The station wagon wasn't located. We need to find it fast. About a quarter mile away in an apartment complex, they found the station wagon. And in running the license plate, it showed that it belonged to Larlene Brown.
Finding out that Larlene bought this car for Ali was a big shock to the police, and it was a key turning point in the case. The things that Larlene spent money on for Ali were many. Paying for his cell phone, the luxury car that she bought for him. She opened a bank account, a joint bank account with Ali. And she put him as the primary beneficiary on 2 life insurance policies in her name.
But Cecil was the person really paying for it.
Larlene, how much did you say those bills was?
It's $2,500.
These bills and bank account notices were coming to the Colby Avenue address, but unfortunately, Cecil Brown couldn't read what they said. She really took advantage of Cecil Brown's inability to read and write. That was evidence that reinforced the belief that they were having an affair that they were trying to keep secret from Cecil Brown.
It wasn't proof that she committed the murder.
What the police need is hard evidence. So they turn their attention to the station wagon.
The car was spotless. It was obviously recently completely washed and detailed, which isn't unusual for the type of work that Ali did.
But a meticulous search does come up with a possible lead. A small stain that looks like it could be blood.
It was on the floorboard where the foot would be. So if you had stepped in blood and then you got into the car, it would, you would transfer it. We thought that was a great lead.
The sample is sent to the lab for analysis.
Larlene showed up late at the funeral home, dressed like she was ready for a picnic. I never saw tears. I heard this made-up sound.
She didn't grieve. She was a terrible actress. Like, take her Oscar. It was a fake cry.
I'm like, you didn't kiss him that much in life. But now you just keep kissing him. Like, is that a guilt thing? Like, is that a I'm sorry thing?
Even though Larlene has not been a loyal wife and she's been cheating on Cecil, it is possible that in his death, she is sad about it. He's like a family member to her. She's known him for years, and so her effusive attentiveness, the kissing, might be genuine grief.
It's difficult to judge people on their reactions, especially in grief, because people grieve in different ways. Having said that, here's somebody who has not behaved very lovingly to Cecil in the recent past and seems to be making a big show of behaving lovingly towards him at the funeral. That could be covering up involvement in his passing. That could be feelings of guilt over having not been very loving to him, and then now he's gone and there's no way to make amends for that, and so there's a combination of grief and guilt.
Then, detectives received the lab results of the blood stain in Ali's station wagon.
The results from the DNA analysis indicated that it was not blood that was located in the vehicle. It was very disappointing to find out that what we thought was possibly DNA located in the vehicle turned out to be a false positive.
Larlene's alibi, a visit to the bank, is also confirmed.
Investigators were able to pull video footage of Larlene at her local bank. She was at the bank cashing the paycheck at approximately 11:21, which is right when she claimed the murder occurred.
Leaving police without a viable suspect or tangible evidence. Weeks go by, and Cecil's son and daughter worry the investigation has stalled.
I was begging him not to let my dad be an unsolved murder.
And when the cops take a closer look, the case takes a shocking turn.
They had a history of fighting that led to violence on the day of the murder.
What do you need? Because what do I have to hide? I'm not hiding anything.
Without any physical evidence connecting Larlene Brown and her lover Aliza Day to her husband Cecil's murder, the investigation is at a standstill. But this all changes when Larlene points the finger at someone else, her own son.
I said, well, who do you think did it? And she's like, well, I don't know. Cecil and his dad didn't get along very well.
Get off me! Not in my house, boy!
Cecil Pinnell and his dad had a terrible relationship, and that they had a history of fighting that led to violence on the day of the murder.
Because me and my father argued a lot sometimes, and it got really loud. Because at 16, we had our first physical fight. He smacked me 3 times. I hit my head on the closet, and that was it. So we fought.
Police follow up on Larlene's theory.
That's true, but that was a long time ago. She's leading you down the wrong path, man.
I still need to see your phone.
They get my cell phone records and verify where I was. What do you need? Because what do I have to hide? I'm not hiding anything. So whatever you need is fine by me.
Police quickly learn that Larlene is lying.
Their relationship was flourishing. You could see the proudness on my father-in-law's face when he looked at my husband.
If you spent 5 minutes with Cecil Pinnell, you would know that he loved his father and that he never would have committed this murder.
Larlene's finger-pointing only serves to implicate her.
When she started to suggest that her son, Cecil, was in fact the murderer, there was a cold-bloodedness to that I think shifted me. That she would choose him, that she would throw him under the bus in that way, I think more than anything showed me who she was and what she was capable of.
The prosecution team spent many hours with Cecil Pinnell and his family, and we never doubted the sincerity of his love for his father and the truth of his story of what happened that day.
But Cecil Jr.'s love for his father threatens to sabotage the entire investigation. He's determined to see where all of his father's money went.
I went home and I loaded up my shotgun. And I was gonna go back and kill Mr. Ali.
Hello.
The chief of police for Tacoma Park, I served with him at Fort Meade, so he knows me outside of his police duties. He asked me, like, gentlemen, just let me handle this one. I know it's your dad, but I'm gonna put my best people on it. Let me handle it.
Since police have no physical evidence, they ask the FBI to analyze Larlene and Ali's cell phones, while investigators keep an eye on them.
After the murder, Larlene and Ali moved into an apartment together. All along, there had been this plan for a life without Cecil Brown.
The police have a compelling circumstantial case. But with no DNA and no murder weapon, the state's attorney is unwilling to take the case to trial.
The failure to find DNA or to have DNA, it's always a concern. We live in a CSI world.
We still needed some sort of hard evidence.
Finally, the FBI comes back with their cell phone analysis.
The cell phones that Ali and Larlene had were connecting with a tower in the area of the residence. The FBI could estimate how far away from the tower Larlene and Ali were at the time of the crime, and the distance that they were able to calculate placed them right in the area of Colby Avenue.
Investigators start piecing together what actually happened that day.
Ali? Hello? It's Larlene. Could I speak with Cecil, please? Thanks.
Larlene calls her husband to make sure that he's on his way home.
Hey, baby. What time are you coming home for dinner tonight?
He tells her that he's getting his paycheck and that he is coming home at that time. He gets home close to 10 o'clock. Larlene tells us during a police interview that she cooks breakfast for her husband. We believe that's true.
We ain't done this in a long time.
Maybe I should do it more.
Hey.
There were text messages between Larlene and Ali in the moments leading up to the murder. Ali was in the residence, hiding in the basement. Our cell phone information places Ali at the residence beginning at around 8:21 that morning.
Apologize to you for this morning. It was uncalled for. It's just been a very difficult time.
Ali went to work to start establishing a potential alibi, and Larlene went to the bank to then establish her alibi. It's when Larlene comes back from the bank that she sort of begins this charade of finding the body for the first time and the charade of being a grieving spouse.
Larlene's motive is simple.
Part of the motivation for this murder was Larlene's fear that she was in too deep, that she had spent too much of the family money, that she had created a hole that she could no longer dig herself out of.
I believe she spent up all my father-in-law's money. And she knew that if he found out, my father-in-law was gonna kill her. So it was either him or her. So she had to get rid of him.
One might ask themselves, Larlene and Cecil have been together for so many years, why would she kill him now? And you might speculate, well, it's because she's in love with Ali and she wants to be with him. But we already know that she doesn't truly make connections with people. She isn't connected to her own son. And so the answer that I can say is that she reached a point where it was gonna better serve her to have him dead than alive. Because that's what sociopaths do. They look for what serves them best. And this was the turning point, her fear that he would be so angry about the money, maybe he would have killed her, that she decided it was better to take the risk to have him killed than it was to take the risk of what was going to happen to her if he found out what she's been doing.
Larlene could have gotten divorced and had half of whatever their home was worth, whatever assets were there in the marriage, but she didn't want to settle for that. She wanted all of it. She thought she's going to get away with it, and it seems to me she probably envisioned in her mind, I'm going to get out of this with him gone. Everybody's gonna think I'm the victim because my husband was murdered, and they're gonna feel sorry for me, and nobody's gonna blame me. They're gonna be glad I'm moving on, to see me moving on and carrying on with my life. I'm gonna have all the money, and he's gonna be gone, but he didn't have much of a life anyway. He was miserable. He didn't want to do anything. He was having some health problems. He was having a hard time staying employed. I've put him out of his misery.
A few days after the murder, Cecil Jr. breaks into his father's safe.
There was really nothing there except for the 2 money bands for $10,000.
On April 7th, 2017, Larlene Pennell Brown and Aliza Day are each found guilty of second-degree murder. They are given the maximum sentence of 30 years in jail.
I think Larlene has 2 parts to herself. I think she has a good and she has an evil. And I think evil started to win.
My father always loved my mom. There was nothing he wouldn't do for her, nothing. I miss my dad like every day. He was the best friend I ever had. Just unfortunate that it ended up the way it did.